Business Value podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition their business on their terms. Our mission was born from the lessons we've learned from over 100 business transactions, which fuels our desire to share our experiences and wisdom so you can succeed. Now here's your host, CEO of Mastery Partners, Tom Bronson.
This is Tom Bronson, and welcome to Maximize Business Value, a podcast for business owners who are passionate about building long-term sustainable value in your business. I keep saying this week after week, but it's worth repeating. Every business on the planet will eventually transition. Wouldn't it be better to transition your business by design rather than by default? So if you're a business owner who wants to maximize your value and eventually exit your business, you found the right place. This episode is part of our series from my latest book, Maximize Business Value Playbook, 65 specific actions to dramatically increase the value of your business. Today, we're on chapter 8. If you've got the book and following along, we're on chapter 8. Which is, ding, 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 one of the money chapters in the book. I've got about a dozen chapters that have a dollar sign in the title and in the table of contents and in the chapter itself. Those are the money chapters. If you don't do anything else, go and do one of those different money chapters. And so today you're going to learn about one of them, and that is measure ROI on everything. That's return on investment, of course. You know, the long-running joke in my businesses is that if I couldn't articulate the return on investment on toilet paper, I probably wouldn't buy it. Now, fortunately for my employees, I did understand the value of the return on investment of buying toilet paper. And so therefore we did have toilet paper it's wildly inefficient to have to go home every time you need to go to the restroom or walk across the street to Whataburger or whatever. Of course, that's just a tongue-in-cheek example. People said that about me. It's not really true. It's close to being true, but not really true. But it does point up an essential tenet of my business philosophy, and that is measure ROI on everything. ROI, return on investment. Now, fundamentally, the reason every business owner starts a business is to get a return on your investment, right? Perhaps that investment is capital or time, like sweat equity that you put into the business, or a combination of both if you're working hard and not being paid what you're worth. But every owner wants a return on their investment at the end of the day. Why shouldn't that apply to everything else? Now, I'm a huge risk taker. If you don't believe me, just ask my wife. I have very few barriers to making investments. However, I only pull the trigger on investments if I can clearly articulate the return on that investment. This guiding principle is especially true the closer a business gets to transition. Any investment made that does not deliver a return before the anticipated transition could lower enterprise value. Now, on the other hand, investments that start paying returns before the anticipated transition, then you might have a strong argument for those will increase the enterprise value of the business. So it's worth mentioning that not every investment returns cash. Some investments reduce time to produce results, which ultimately lowers cost, which, by the way, ultimately returns cash and value. So business owners should base investment decisions on a myriad of factors, but ultimately dial them down to the things that increase business value. So what are the MBV Maximize Business Value recommended actions? We have 3 of them for you today. No big surprise. We do that every week. Number 1, list the 5 things which you should start measuring return on investment and get started. Number 2, enlist an outsider to assist with that evaluation. Have somebody else take a hard look at your business from an innocent bystander perspective and say, well, gosh, are you getting a return on that investment? And those are the things that you should probably start doing. And it might help if you read chapter 36, or if we had a time machine, you could go ahead a number of weeks and listen to chapter 36 on creating KPIs, because you definitely want to do that as well. This is the Maximize Business Value podcast, where we give practical advice to business owners on how to build long-term sustainable value in your business. If this is the first time you heard the podcast, then download more. There's more than 160 episodes. In fact, this is the 168th episode that is just crammed with valuable information, just waiting to be downloaded, and it's free. Doesn't cost you anything. So go download it wherever you found this podcast. Until next time, I'm Tom Bronson, reminding you to just pick one thing. Maybe it's return on investment, starting to measure that in your business, but pick one thing to dramatically improve the value of your business, and do it today while you maximize business value. See you next time.
Thank you for tuning into the Maximize Business Value podcast with Tom Bronson. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition on their terms. Learn more on how to build long-term sustainable business value and get free value-building tools by visiting our website, www.masterypartners.com. That's master with a Y, masterypartners.com. Check it out.
That was perfect. I wouldn't make any changes on that.